Hi everyone. Today we will learn what are views in a Django framework in Python. As you know that Django is a powerful Python web framework for creating complex applications. It allows the model view template architecture and includes built-in features like authentication, admin interface, database connection, and CRUD operations. It is free and open source. In today's tutorial, we will deal with user interfaces, which called sometimes views in web applications. Django follows the MVT architecture. It acts as the controller in traditional MVC frameworks. And what it can do, it is for handling user requests. It fetches data from models and it renders templates. Before moving on to an implementation of Django views in Python, you have to first install Python on your computer. You need to have one code editor. I have VS Code and PyCharm editor. Then you can create a basic project and app in Django. If you do not know these things, just watch my previous tutorials. I will post the link in the description box. I have created a very basic project and app which shows a simple message. This is a shopping project wherein I have configured my cart application. These are default application in Django framework. When you go to urls.py, you will see that we have included cart.urls, all the URLs which are exist in this cart application. Okay, we also have views.py where we can define our functions based views. And these views can be called in this urls.py. So let me run this application and show you that what it displays. I have to change the drive, my shopping application. Then I can type the same command to run this application. You can see that we have one localhost URL. This is my browser. I have put this localhost. So there is a message, Hi Django. This message is coming from this index view that we have linked in this urls.py file. There are two types of views, function-based views and class-based views. Function-based views are the traditional way to implement views in Django. They are implemented as a single Python function that takes an HTTP request as an argument and returns an HTTP response, this response. So the response can be HTML content of a web page, or it can be a 404 error, or it can be a redirect, it can be a image, XML document, JSON, JavaScript, CSS, etc. Let's see a very simple HTTP response method that will return current date and time in the function based view. So I have some code handy to save some time. So first we have imported HTTP response from Django.http module. We have also imported a datetime module because we want to get current date and time on the view. Then we defined a function called date view. Each view function takes an HTTP request as an argument. So the view returns as an HTTP response that contains the generated response. Okay, so this view function return an HTML page that includes the current date and time. To display the view, you need to link this function in your urls.py class. Let me take my date view like this. I can remove now these views. So we have not saved the views.py file yet. Okay, so it did not find this function based view, right? This view. Now my app will be reloaded again and you can refresh the landing page URL. This message is shown because we have added two default URLs, right? So let me comment out the first one, save the file application will be reloaded again. So as soon as you click on refresh, you will be able to see current date and time. This is how function-based view returning the HTML code as HTTP response object. Okay. Function-based views are generally divided into four basic strategies. That is CRUD. We calls it create, retrieve, update, and delete as a operations. Let me create a function-based list view to display instances of a model. So that database model we are going to use to display some records in our function-based list view. All right, I'm going to create a model, database model in our application file. This is a model.py. I have some code handy. This is my database module that will contain cart model. This is my custom model to interact with SQLite 3 database. Okay, so this is a simple database model for our application. This cart model will contains two fields, title and description. Now, in order to replicate this database model into SQLite 3 database, you have to fire few commands, right? Let me stop the application. I have one command handy, that is python manage.make migrations. It is not detected because we have not saved the file yet. I have saved the file now. So the migration file is created into our project. Okay, you see the next command we have to fire, that is the migrate. If you run this command, that will actually create all necessary database schema for this application, right? We have admin module by default in Django framework. Those are also created here. And third command for opening a shell, because we have to insert few records into our cart model database object. Okay, I have those statements also ready. Let me put it this way. So what we are doing, we are just importing our cart model class. Okay, from this cart.models. Okay, these three records will be inserted into our this database object, that is cart model. Okay, quit from this by pressing Ctrl Z. We have to run the application again. If you want to just browse the URL like admin cart and cart model, so you will be able to see a admin module login page. We do not have username and the password for this admin module in this Django app. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a new user for this app, right? I have one command handy which will ask a new user to create into this application, right? It is asking username. I'm saying that is admin. It is asking email address, password, admin 12345, admin 12345. So our user is created. Okay, let me run the application again and log in with these credential and the admin module. Okay, application is running now. Let me refresh the page. I input admin 12345. Let me check the admin module. The admin module is now showing here. We have groups, we have user, but our cart model is not yet created into the system. Okay, this model is not yet created. Let me stop the application. We also need to register our admin module into admin.py file. We forgot to add it, right? Now we have registered our cart model into our admin module, right? I have saved the file. Let me refresh the application. We have to run the application again. It is running now. Let me refresh the page. You see that we have cart model ready for our application, right? When you click on this cart model link, you will be able to see those three items which we had created on our interactive console, right? These are three items. Okay, you can add a new cart item from this panel itself. or you can edit or delete from here, right? This is the by default admin area which Django provides to the developers. Anytime we can edit any information here, right? Now we want to use function based list view to show these records from this cart model. Let me create a new template into my application. I will call it list view.html. Okay, here I'm going to put some code, right? This is the HTML code, and I'm iterating this list model to show title and description from each card model. I'm going to use this list view template into my views.py file. Okay, here. Let me comment this out, and I have added a context. In the context, I have taken a data set, whatever you want to call it. So this is the item model. I'm taking model and the cart model. We have to resolve this reference. So this cart model we are going to use to get all the records. We have to pass this object into this context. Okay, and this context we are going to pass into our render function. Okay, in the render function we have called our list view.html, and then this render function will return a HTTP response object to our view. Okay, I'm now saving the file, and let me go to my URL and let me open the index path again to get all the records, three records onto my new template based view, right? Let me run the application again. We have got some error that shopping.cart, no module named shopping.cart. So I'm gonna remove this dot models. I'm gonna take application is reloaded. It is working fine. And let me refresh my URL, right? And I'm going to open the landing URL, the default URL, and you will be able to see these three items which we had created from our interactive console, right? If you want to see what is inside in database, so this is my SQLite 3 database, which I'm going to open and show you that how many tables are there in this database. I have SQLite Studio, which is installed on my computer. Okay, so this is my DB, and these are the tables which we have created through the migration command from our console. Okay, you see, you will be able to see one additional table that we have created for our cart model. If you want to see the data, so you just click on select, execute the command, you will be able to see these three items. Okay, so these three items we are getting onto our functional based view, which is for just listing the data. You want to add another record, you can use the admin module, cart model, click on add, you can add any items. Ball, sports, save. When you comes back to your home URL, you will be able to see football as an item. Okay. You will also able to see the new record into SQLite 3 database as well. You see football and sports. We got it. Okay, this is how we can connect our SQLite 3 database to our function based or class based view. Okay, let me close it down. Let me stop the program. You can create a number of function-based view into our app. Now let's talk about class-based view in Django. Class-based views provides an alternative way to implement views as Python object instead of functions. Okay, we have used function here, but class-based views we can implement as Python object. Class-based views are simpler and efficient to manage than function-based view. This is where object-oriented programming comes into impact. Let me show you this in action. We will change our code a bit and then you will be able to understand it better. Let me create a new template here. Let me take cart model list.html. This is other template to just show you the class based view. I have some code handy. You can see that we are going to iterate a object again and we will get the title and the description one by one. This is a very simple code that is written in UL HTML tags. Okay, I have saved the file. That is very simple. And then I'm going to open my views.py and here I'm going to create a class. This is the class and we have to inherit a list view class also, right? From our generic.list module, right? This list view we are importing. This is our view and we are inheriting list view. Okay. So this is the previous code that I have taken for the reference, but I'm going to remove it. Okay. Here we have assign our cart model object into a local model object, right? And then what we are going to do, we are going to set this cart model list.html into template name attribute. This is how it will work. All right, let me save the file. And I also need to modify my urls.py a bit. Okay, this is my cart list. Okay, this cart list dot as you. This is the method that we are going to get as a class based view, right? For this path. I have saved the file. As soon as I type class with my URL, you will be able to see the same data but in different template. Okay, let me run the application again. Let me refresh it. So there is no change because this is a function based view. As soon as I type class, you will be able to see a different class based view, right? Which comes from this template, car model list template. Okay, you can also change the URL for function based view. You can call it function. I've saved the file. Okay, but on the landing page you will not be able to see any page because we have not defined any view on default URL. So as soon as I press function, you will be able to see old function based view. Okay, type in class, you will be able to see the class based view. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned how to create function based and class based view. However, there are a long list of built-in generic views in Django framework, but we will surely cover these concepts from Django framework in our upcoming tutorials. So hit a like button and give me the comment down below of this video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.